हाँ रिकॉर्डिंग शुरू, इट स्टार्टेड रिकॉर्डिंग। ओके, हम लोग इसको एडिट डिलीट कर देंगे, जो जो पार्ट अभी जैसे अभी चलेगा उसको बाद में एडिटिंग करके एडिट करेंगे। सो देयर इज देवाशीष पंडा, रत्नाकर पाणिग्राही, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग मैन? संदीप भाई अनम्यूट करंतु।
हाँ स्वयं भाई सुबुची पछ बैकग्राउंड ठीक अच्छे?
ठीक अच्छे, ठीक अच्छे। संबित त्रिपाठी जो अच्छे लॉगिन सेटा मु एडमिट करछि। संबित भाई लॉगिन अच्छे कि
अपन लॉगिन करछि? ना 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 संबित भाई करना थी
बट संबित त्रिपाठी नारे देखौछि
कोडा बा औ की हितो की ना ना मु तो संबित त्रिपाठी केमती आसी गला औ भी की हितो ना भाई
एडमिन गोटे अछि, एडमिन के मु छडा हमर हितो mute participation of an entry, mute participation of an entry, allow participant to unmute himself.
अच्छा संबित त्रिपाठी जी का ऊपर वाला कॉन्फ्रेंस में संबित त्रिपाठी जी के नाम पे लगा सेटा थाउ समय सेटा एटी हमर सिस्टम कराई छी संबित भाई को पे सिस्टम अछि सब हम चार लोग तो सिथरे स्टा करचंती संबित त्रिपाठी माने हम संबित भाई कर सेटा
ठीक है जस्ट अलाउ कर लियो भितर को आछि
अलाउ कर दियो
एटा तो
स्वयं आम ऑफिस रे चारिटा चार जण नारे हिरण्य महांती, संबित त्रिपाठी, संदीप महापात्र एंदी चारटा अलग अलग रूम रे चारटा कंप्यूटर लॉगिन हेछ सब।
हां जे माने मते ये करिवेनी कोन कहले एका ना रे दीटा रखिवेनी।
हां ठीक अछि
एटा एई जोटा संदीप भाई रहले एटा होची मॉडरेटर एटा संदीप महापात्र
तो ताहु कहले हम रिजर्व
अलाउ कर स्टार्ट करे
जदी भिडियो ला छाड़
आपण संदीप भाई म्यूट कर दियंतो आपण चारटा ठीक 59 बेल को 59 20-30 सेकंड रे अनम्यूट करिवे।
अच्छा सेटा इने अलाउ करंतु जो संबित भाई
अछि ओके समस्त अलाउ होवे समस्त अलाउ
सुनो सेटा दरकार हबो सेटा हम ये कर दबो लॉग आउट कर दबो लीव कर दबो सो दैट आउट कैसे
पुरातन है और नित्य नया, यहाँ सभी कला। भूखंड अनोखा किसने रचा, उत्कृष्ट विश्व में ओडिशा। प्राचीन मानव ने आकर इस धरा को माना अपना घर। कैसे यहाँ संस्कृति जन्मी, पूछा तो बोल पड़े पत्थर। खारवेल सम्राट की गाथा चट्टानों पर अंकित है। महाकाव्य महाभारत काल से दुनिया कलिंग से परिचित है। वैभवशाली कलिंग देश का लोहा सबने माना था। सुनते हैं व्यापारी नावों का परदेश में आना जाना था। फिर उमड़े मौर्य सेना के घन, बज उठी खड्ग, हुआ भीषण रण। इस रक्त से भीगी धरती को फिर कर्मठ जन ने हरा किया। नवजीवन का रवि उदय हुआ, हर अंधकार को हरा दिया। के द्वार अनेकों हैं, प्रभु के अवतार अनेकों हैं। हर कोना यहाँ का कलाकृति, रस और श्रृंगार अनेकों हैं। यहाँ काल की गति से बढ़ते हैं पहिए कोणार्क के मंदिर के। भक्तों से आकर मिलते हैं प्रभु जगन्नाथ रथ पे चढ़ के। कुदरत के रूप निराले हैं, रूप सभी मनभावन है। कहीं शांत तटों की रेखा है, कहीं सुंदर नंदन कानन है। इस रूप को और संवारा है ओडिसी कला ने बढ़ चढ़कर। यहाँ कलाकार होना है सहज, ये परिवेश है जादू भरा। सौरा की कला विस्मित करती तो पट्टचित्र कहते हैं कथा। जीवन भी उत्सव करता है नए मुखौटे पहन पहन। हर पहलू है सजा हुआ, सौंदर्य भरा है रहन सहन। अपनी ख्याति है जग जानी, ये बातें सबको ज्ञात ही हैं। एक पक्ष और है ओडिसी।
स्वयं भाई स्वयं भाई हाँ এটা সমস্ত সুবিধা
परिश्रम से उन्नति होती जाती क्रम से, विकास में दिखता हर सर ऊंचा अपने दम से। भूतकाल था कीर्तिमान, है गौरवशाली वर्तमान। भविष्य है अपनी मुट्ठी में, धन्य है ओडिशा महान। पुरातन है और नित्य नया, यहाँ हर कौशल, यहाँ सभी कला। भूखंड अनोखा किसने रचा, उत्कृष्ट विश्व में ओडिशा। प्राचीन मानव ने आकर इस धरा को माना अपना घर। कैसे यहाँ संस्कृति जन्मी, पूछा तो बोल पड़े पत्थर। खारवेल सम्राट की गाथा चट्टानों पर अंकित है। महाकाव्य महाभारत काल से दुनिया कलिंग से परिचित है। वैभवशाली कलिंग देश का लोहा सबने माना था। सुनते हैं व्यापारी नावों का परदेश में आना जाना था। फिर उमड़े मौर्य सेना के घन, बज उठी खड्ग, हुआ भीषण रण। इस रक्त से भीगी धरती को फिर कर्मठ जन ने हरा किया। नवजीवन का रवि उदय हुआ, हर अंधकार को हरा दिया।
जय जगन्नाथ सादर नमस्कार। ओडिया समाज दिल्ली आनुकूल्य अनुष्ठित होउतिबा आज विचार गोष्ठी को आपण मान को स्वागत करुची, अभिनंदन करुची और वंदन करुची। कोरोना काल जो अनिश्चितता सृष्टि होइची वैश्विक स्तर रे पुनः अधिक आम भी अनुभव करुची। यही घड़ी संधि मुहूर्त रे उद्योगी को चिंता होची उद्योग केमती की चले। यही घड़ी संधि मुहूर्त रे श्रमजीवी को चिंता होची तांको रोजगार कोठु मिले। एमिति एक मुहूर्त रे भारत रा यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी गोटे हाथ बढ़ाई खास करिकी लघु क्षुद्र और मध्यम धरण उद्योग पाई गोटे आर्थिक पैकेज 3 लाख करोड़ टंकार घोषणा कर सहित गोटे गुरु मंत्र देइछंती आत्मनिर्भर भारत गढ़ा यही सब विषय में चर्चा करवा। आज आत्मनिर्भरता जो स्वप्न मैंने देखुचे मोदी जी जोटा हमको कहते आह्वान देते साकार करवा। आर्थिक पैकेज जो अच्छी एमएसएमई सेक्टर पाई तो तार सफल रूपायन केमती हे यही विषय आज ये उद्देश्य ओडिया समाज गोटे अनन्य प्रयास करछि। आपण मान को पुणी थरे स्वागत करछि और कहि रखियो चाहूँगी जे आमे आज भाग्यशाली सौभाग्यशाली जे आम सांगरे प्रधानमंत्री यही स्वप्न को पूर्ण करने दिवाराती काम करथुबा हमर समस्त प्रिय केंद्र मंत्री श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान आम सांगरे अछंती। आज तांकर मार्गदर्शन मिलिबो। ओडिया समाज तरफ मुझे स्वागत करुच्ची आज संगोष्ठी को। ता छड़ा आम निमंत्रित अतिथि मान जो मानकर गोटे लंबा एक्सपीरियंस अच्छी यही क्षेत्र में से माने आम सांगरे अछंती। सर्वप्रथमे मु स्वागत करबी श्री देवाशीष पंडा। देवाशीष पंडा सर सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। आपन को बहुत बहुत स्वागत सर आज संगोष्ठी को। आमर द्वितीय वक्ता आज तांकर विचार जी रखिबे डॉक्टर अरुण कुमार पंडा। सेवानिवृत्त हला परे भी ओडिशा पई सब बेले से चिंता करूचंती। एमएसएमई सेक्रेटरी हिसाब रे से सेवानिवृत्त हेले और तांकर एक्सपीरियंस आज हम संगरे रखिबे। तांकर वक्तव्य हम माने सुनिबे। ओडिशा सरकार रो भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हिसाब रे श्री हेमंत शर्मा प्रमुख सचिव एमएसएमई डिपार्टमेंट ओडिशा सरकार से आज आम मध्य अच्छी आम स्वागत करुँ ओडिया समाज तरफ बहुत बहुत स्वागत हेमंत शर्मा सर। श्री संजय सिंह चेयरमैन इटको एमएसएमई डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ ओडिशा से आम संगे आज जोड़ी होती वक्तव्य रखिए अनुभूति कहे। श्री अशोक प्रधान फॉर्मर एमडी और सीईओ यूनाइटेड बैंक ऑफ इंडिया आम संगे जोड़ी होती से वक्तव्य रखिए अनुभूति आम संगे साझा करेंगे शेयर करेंगे। आपण को भी बहुत बहुत स्वागत आज संगोष्ठी। सिद्धार्थ प्रधान सर ये समाज अध्यक्ष से भी आम संगे अच्छी। आज ये एक संगोष्ठी कर उद्देश्य है ओडिशा रे जो आर्थिक पैकेज प्रधानमंत्री माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी घोषणा करछंती तार सुफल केमती हो तार सुजोग को केमती ओडिशा रा सेक्टर एमएसएमई सेक्टर लोक माने ताकू ठीक भाव रे पाई परिबे ता विषय आम चर्चा करबा एवं एई दिगरे आम आकु कोन करि परिबा ओडिया समाज तरफ गोटे प्रेजेंटेशन आम प्रस्तुत करछे आपन मान के पई। मु अनुरोध करबी श्री रत्नाकर पाणिग्राही को कि तांको प्रेजेंटेशन ता आमर जो दर्शक बंधु अच्छा जो मैंने जोड़ी संगे से शेयर करेंगे तथा यह द्वारा आम उद्देश्य क्लारिफाए अनुरोध करी श्री रत्नाकर को कि प्रेजेंटेशन आरंभ करें।
थैंक यू संदीप भाई। नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ। मिनिस्टर श्री नेक्स्ट प्लीज। The population of state. This also brings up the challenge that majority are employed in informal and unorganized employment. 1/3 of youth need skilling in order to contribute productively. Next, please. The MSME sector in Odisha comprises of about 3.9 lakh units, set up with an investment of 19,000 crores and employing around 15 lakh persons. A typical unit employs around 4 persons and is set up with an investment of around 5 lakh rupees. Over the past 5 years, Odisha has been adding around 50,000 units every year, which is a reflection of the successful policies of both the central and the state government. For instance, the Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program has successfully added 11,374 units, 82,000 persons. Next, please. The sector-wise analysis of credit fraud reveals that almost half of the credit went to micro units. This is a reflection of the success of the Shishu category loans under the Mudra scheme. Credit to deposit ratio in Odisha is around 66%, which is below the national average. 13 out of 30 districts have a credit to deposit ratio below 40%, which indicates the significant unmet need of institutional credit facilities across Odisha. Next, please. The Atmanirbhar package includes several measures to inject liquidity, spur market demand, infuse equity, and make structural changes to the MSME sector. Our eminent panelists will be speaking in detail about the specific provisions in the subsequent sessions. They would be unpacking the 3 lakh crore package that has been promised under the MSME initiative across these broad areas. Next, please. Odisha has the potential to emerge as the gateway of India to Southeast Asia. It has been recognized as a top performer in the state's startup ranking of 2018. The government's push for infrastructure will create several opportunities in port, railways, road, and power sector. Paradip is emerging as a high-growth petrochemical hotspot in South Asia. The revival of the steel complex in Kalinganagar and revival of the mining sector will provide new avenues for MSMEs. Agri-based industries will get a boost with new policies such as contract farming and hassle-free interstate trade of agricultural produce. The rich cultural heritage and biodiversity of Odisha holds a lot of potential for new genre of tourism. Other government schemes such as Saubhagya will spur creation of local employment opportunities in the services sector. Next, please. In terms of way forward, we need a robust linkage of MSME with schemes such as Cluster Development Program and Scheme of Fund for Regeneration of Traditional Industries. This will address issues of capital investment, technology, quality, and market access. Odisha lags behind other states such as West Bengal and Tamil Nadu in accessing the CDP schemes. There needs to be synergy in initiatives by ministries such as Skill, Labor, Human Resource, and Rural Development for effectively targeting and reaching out to young entrepreneurs. Banking sector reforms are required to enable easier access to institutional credit and make it easier for first-time borrowers to navigate through the paperwork. The use of fintech, information technology, and digital services for linking enterprise with market will further enhance the productivity and reach of the MSME sector. Most importantly, there is a need to address social barriers to entrepreneurship and overcome blockers such as the risk-averse nature of youth in Odisha. Next, please. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Jai Jagannath.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद रत्नाकर बाबू आपण गोटे रोड मैप आम सामने रखले कि एमएसएमई सेक्टर किभଳି आम ओडिशा रे उन्नति करि परिबा कार्यक्रम को आगु बढ़े आगु मु पुणी धन्यवाद देवा को चाहिए आज आम संगे सीएमडी नालको सीएमडी एमसीएल चेयरमैन पारादीप पोर्ट ट्रस्ट डायरेक्टर एचआर इंडियन ऑयल भुवनेश्वर जीएम एंड एसएलसी इंडियन भुवनेश्वर हेड्स एनटीपीसी पावर ग्रिड फ्रॉम मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पावर सीईओ राउरकेला स्टील प्लांट चीफ्स ऑफ एसबीआई यूको बैंक and Andhra Bank, representatives from Utkal Chamber of Commerce, CII, FICCI, and many other business fraternity members have joined us. We are happy and we are grateful for your time, sir, that you have joined us in this discussion. Now, to take forward the discussion further, ମୁଁ ମାନ୍ୟ ଦେବାଶିଷ ପଣ୍ଡା ସାର୍ଙ୍କୁ ଅନୁରୋଧ କରିବି ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ବକ୍ତବ୍ୟ ତାଙ୍କର ସୁଚିନ୍ତିତ ମତ ଆଜିର ବିଷୟ ଉପରେ ରଖି ଓଭର ଟୁ ଦେବାଶିଷ ପଣ୍ଡା ସାର୍
Namaskar, Honorable Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan Sahab, the organizers of this program, and all the participants. It's a pleasure for me to be joining for this webinar. Yes, as you all know, I hail from the state of Odisha, but somehow I have not worked there. I have worked in the state of UP. I hope you are able to, am I audible? Mr.
Yes,
Mahapatra? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please
You are
continue.
audible, sir.
So currently, as you said, I head the Department of Financial Services, and Ratnakar Babu has made a very comprehensive presentation of the potential of Odisha and what all could be done in Odisha. I think there's a huge potential which still remains untapped, and we need to focus on those areas where Odisha can generate employment and also at the same time become a more industrialized and a more a state with the potential of mines and minerals, and also a long coastline. So, I mean, it can do a variety of things, right from agriculture, animal husbandry, fisheries, to mines, minerals, industries, services. So a variety of things can be done in Odisha, and Odisha has a huge tourism potential also. So I think if we focus on these few areas, Odisha could do wonders in providing employment and also enhancing the income of the people of the state, and overall the growth of the economy of Odisha, which will then contribute to the growth of the national income as well. Having said that, I would just very briefly touch upon that during this COVID times, we are going through a phase of huge challenge, and the supply chains have broken, the markets have vanished, the demand side also there are huge problems. But the government, under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister and our Finance Minister, we in Finance Ministry have worked out a very comprehensive package, which is the Atmanirbhar package. And we primarily intend to provide a lot of relief to the micro and the small and the medium enterprises in the entire country. Now, I'll just briefly touch upon what all we have tried to do at this point of time. The first and foremost is the emergency credit line guarantee scheme. Now, all units which have an exposure or an outstanding credit limit of say up to 25 crores and a turnover of about 100 crores or less than 100 crores are eligible to get an additional working capital stroke term loan of 20% of their outstanding borrowings without any collateral and without any documentation. And it is a straight through process wherein the banks will have already started intimating the borrowers, the existing borrowers, that this is their pre-approved sanction letter. All the entrepreneur has to do is to either say yes or no. It is an opt-out scheme rather. So if you don't even respond, then it is deemed that you are interested in that loan, and the bank then starts processing. All you have to do is just sign a loan agreement and get this additional 20% working capital. And this is what is required at this point of time, because the supply chains are broken, as I said, and you need working capital for paying the salaries of the employees. You need this money to pay your electricity bills. You need money to pay your rent. You need money to buy the raw material and start the operations. So this is something which the government thought that if the central government stands a guarantee, 100% guarantee, then the banks will not be risk averse in lending. And secondly, the risk weight comes down to zero. So therefore, there is no need for any kind of documentation. Straight away, they can put this money into the hands of the existing borrowers who are the MSMEs. Moreover, what we have done is also capped the interest rate. The interest rate has been capped at 9.25 for the scheduled commercial banks, and for 14%, that is the upper limit for the NBFCs. Now we have allowed under this scheme all public sector banks, all private banks, and all the NBFCs. This is something important to note, so that any MSME who have borrowed from these three entities, they are eligible to get this 20% working capital under this emergency credit line guarantee scheme. Now, for your kind information, I would also like to inform that the public sector banks are offering this loan at 7.5 flat. So the scheme is working absolutely fine. As on date, I'm happy to inform that about 93,000 crores of sanctions have happened, and more than 40,000 crores have already been disbursed. So Odisha, I would call upon Odisha, the officers from Odisha, the trade bodies of Odisha, the entrepreneurs of Odisha to kindly avail, restart their operations, and then grow further. Now, the other 3-4 important interventions that have been made is also to take care of the stressed units in the MSME segment, the units which have turned NPA. So there is a scheme where the guidelines have been recently issued, which is the subordinate debt scheme, wherein the entrepreneur is supposed to get a loan of about 25% of the equity that have been invested, and then this money he will utilize to infuse equity into the MSME unit. That he takes it as a personal loan and he puts it into the venture in order to make it viable and then restart their operation, the unit which has become already stressed or NPA. Now, again, here the government is providing a 90% guarantee, and 10% is the equity which the promoter has to bring in. So there is a scheme for the ongoing units, putting working capital into their hands, and then there is a scheme which is for the stressed units or for the non-performing units. Then thirdly, another important scheme which is called the Fund of Funds is also on. The guidelines have been finalized and very soon it will become operational. The Fund of Funds basically takes care of creating a mother fund and then daughter funds wherein equity will be infused into the MSME units. So these are 3-4 very important interventions to promote the MSME segment in the country. And apart from that, the borrowers who have who are credit new to credit, for them there is a there is a scheme called the CGTSME, which is a credit guarantee scheme under the MSME ministry. So if I don't have a credit history, then up to 2 crores, this guarantee is offered by the government. So a new to credit entrepreneur can also go and borrow from the banks. Then, of course, SIDBI has a variety of instruments for promoting the startups, which are the venture capital funds. There are equity instruments also. And they have also started something called a COVID Startup Assistance Scheme. This is specially launched by SIDBI to address the operational and financial challenges which are being faced by the startups. So these are some of the major interventions or the schemes that have been designed by the Government of India and under the Atmanirbhar package, and it is already operational. Bulk of the schemes are already operational. Apart from that, Odisha being also primarily an agriculture economy, there are again a few programs which I would just like to bring it to your knowledge. A 1 lakh crore agri infra fund has also been created. Again, this is a credit linked scheme. There is a guarantee element in it. There is an interest subvention in it. Essentially, it aims to create small agri marketing infrastructure close to the farm of the farmers, so that they are able to store their produce, they are able to process it, they are able to market their produce. So entrepreneurs from Odisha should also look at this segment. Similarly, for the animal husbandry sector, a 25,000 crore animal husbandry infra fund has also been created. So this will also be rolled out through the commercial banks, through the regional rural banks, and also through the cooperative banks. Apart from that, for food processing, there is a micro food processing unit scheme which has also been launched by the Food Processing Ministry. Then there is something called the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Then we are also aiming to cover 2 crore farmers who are covered under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana, yet they do not have a Kisan credit card. And this Kisan credit card will not only be available for agriculture operations, but it will also be available for animal husbandry, dairy, and fishery. A campaign is going on. So I will again urge the people of Odisha and the participants here to spread this message so that the farmers of Odisha could avail of these facilities. So all in all, a huge amount of credit-linked schemes backed by guarantees, backed by interest subvention in order to make it viable and make it easier for people to access is something which we are doing. And we at the banking ministry, we are trying to make things as simple and as easy as possible and make life as simple as possible so that the borrowers are able to borrow and they are able to start their businesses. So let me tell you, in the last 3 months, since the onset of COVID, about 10 lakh crores of funds have been, credit facilities have been extended, not only to the MSMEs, but to the corporate, to the agri, to the retail, to the housing sector. And the banks are fully charged to deal with this COVID challenges. And I would also like the officers from Odisha have also reached out to the different departments within the state government to tell me if they have a problem with the banks, then we are here to sort out. But I'm pretty much sure that there is a forum, which is the state level bankers committee, which is headed by the finance minister of the concerned state government. And somebody from the DFS also participates. And incidentally, I am there right now as the SLBC representative from the Government of India. Then there are district level coordination committees headed by the district collectors. So all these machinery is available. These forums are available. All we need to do is really get on to the job, ask the entrepreneurs or the young people who want to start businesses to join in and avail all the facilities that the government is extending from government. Thank you.
Many thanks, sir. Your speech regarding making things simpler is a glimmer of hope in this complex time of COVID. And I'm sure that all those who are participating today would take a leap from here and approach the concerned departments to avail of the various schemes that you have outlined in your speech. Many, many thanks, sir. You have simplified many things for our audience, for our participants. And the next line of speaker, ମୁଁ अनुरोध करी माननीय डॉक्टर अरुण पंडा सर को कि तांकर वक्तव्य रखिबे आजिकार ए चर्चा विषय। माननीय अरुण पंडा सर, ओवर टू मिस्टर अरुण पंडा सर।
Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, please unmute yourself. Arun sir, please unmute yourself.
अरुण सर, बोले आपको अनम्यूट करियो पे, काइंडली अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
Should I speak in Odia or in English? Because I believe there are quite a number of persons and officers who would not be able to understand in Odia. Otherwise, I could have spoken in Odia also. But maybe I will take a cue from Mr. Devashish Panda and I'll speak in it. in English also, if that's okay. Honorable Minister, Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and Mr. Siddharth Pradhan, President of Odia Samaj, Secretary DFS, Mr. Debashish Panda, Mr. Hemant Sharma, Mr. Sanjay Singh, both of them have been my colleagues in the government of Odisha, Mr. Ashok Pradhan, and Sandeep Babu, and all other friends. First of all, I would like to really congratulate and thank Odia Samaj, which has organized this particular webinar. And I'm sure it's going to be of great help, since we just heard Mr. Debashish clarifying many of the things that perhaps, many people didn't know. I have been asked to speak mostly about the MSME sector, and I'll try to be very, very crisp and focused. And some of the questions which people might have towards the end, and we would like to really answer those questions. Now, I would not like to really say anything further than what Mr. Debashish just pointed out. Just a couple of things, thereafter. In the package which was announced for the MSMEs, there are one or two more important things which have also been announced. The fund of funds, I want to tell everybody, this is an unprecedented thing which has been done, where the MSMEs, because of their over dependence on the debt, because they take loans either from the banks or from NBFCs or from informal sources, over dependence on debt. So for the first time in the ministry, the government decided in the MSME ministry that we should have something which will incentivize MSMEs to actually have equity infusion from the private equity firms, from venture capital firms. That's how this particular scheme has been devised, so that MSMEs can eventually get this equity infusion, and they can actually go and list themselves in the capital markets. They can have access to capital markets. So that's something extremely important about this particular scheme. One more important thing that you might be knowing, that the government has also announced in this Atmanirbhar package that in tenders up to 200 crore, they would not be global tenders. They would not be global tenders. That means the MSMEs can participate, and they will have a greater chance of actually winning the bid in these tenders up to 200 crore. This is something important that I believe every state government, all MSME associations, everybody must know, and they must tell people that they should know about this. The important point that I would like to really pinpoint is that if all MSME associations, everybody should actually go and check the MSME Sambandh portal, where we have made it mandatory. We means the government, the MSME ministry has made it mandatory for all CPSEs to actually put forth all their data, the total procurement that they are going to make, the procurement that they have made from MSMEs, the procurement from women entrepreneurs, and the procurement from the SC/ST entrepreneurs. All details have to be given in that MSME Sambandh portal. MSME Sambandh portal also tells us what kind of vendor development programs are being done, because that is something extremely important. The MSMEs, first of all, do not know where to apply, where the CPSEs are going to procure this. Now that this has immediately enhanced to 200 crore, so they have to be given that handholding support. And MSME Sambandh portal, through that portal, I believe all these big CPSEs and the other CPSEs can actually find out that who are these MSMEs, and the MSMEs can find out, and there can be vendor development. In fact, many of the oil PSUs have done extremely well. I want to tell Honorable Minister that during our meeting, we found that many of them have done very, very well in doing vendor development programs, so that people know exactly what is to be done, where to apply, all those details are there. Now, the other things that MSMEs also face a terrible problem of delayed payments. Now, they supply to many people in the state government, in Government of India, to private fellows. They do not get their payments in time, even though there are specific provisions in the MSME Act. Now, the government in the Atmanirbhar Bharat package has announced that all these pending payables are to be paid to MSMEs within 45 days. I'm sure now every ministry, every CPSEs, all railway board zones and divisions, everybody must be trying Now, if many of them would be knowing that the ministry developed something called MSME Samadhan Portal. Then government in the DFS came up with something called Trades Platform, where all CPSEs and all private sector companies, all corporates with a turnover of more than 500 crore they are mandated to actually come to the Trades Platform, so that more and more money which is getting stuck can be actually paid to the MSMEs in time. For your information, more than 17,000 crore have so far been paid to the MSMEs through the Trades Platform. So here is a time when the state government of Odisha, I'm sure they must be doing it. Hemant would be definitely looking at it. But every state, every district, every industry association must be told to take advantage of this. Now, you must be knowing that the RBI has made some very, very historic announcements. And one of them is the repo rate has been brought down to as low as 4%, which is extremely less, which is very, very less. So this is also going to help that at very, very competitive rate of interest. Mr. Debashish just pointed out that flat 7.5% rate of interest in the 3 lakh crore announcement. In the banks, the public sector banks have been asked to lend at that very competitive rate of interest. This is going to be extremely helpful. Apart from that, the 45,000 crore partial credit guarantee scheme for NBFCs, that is also going to be extremely helpful. The 30,000 crore specials liquidity to NBFCs and housing finance companies to MFIs, which has been announced, that is also going to be extremely helpful. Now, coming back to Odisha, I actually went through that presentation which was made. You know, Odisha obviously have got very big factories like Rourkela Steel Plant, Nalco, and and Kalinganagar and all that. But Odisha has got many, many rural artisans who have got tremendous potential, so that they can be helped. Number one. Number two, there are large amount of agri produce. There can be food processing, there can be anything, where we need to really ensure that there is value addition. I want to talk about two, basically the forest produce and the agri produce. We cannot achieve the doubling of farmers' income, that great ambition, that laudable ambition that we have, and the Honorable Prime Minister has given that clarion call, unless and until we really add value to the agri produce, to all the agricultural those produce. For that, two schemes. It was mentioned by Mr. Ratnagar Panigra in his presentation about two schemes called Spurti and MSC CDP of the MSME ministry schemes. Spurti, I want to tell Honorable Minister and everybody that out of the 225 clusters which were approved within very short times, can you believe, out of 225, 45 have been approved. I also have told Mr. Hemant Sharma about this. 45 out of 225 have been approved for Odisha. And in all parts of Odisha, right from Mayurbhanj, right up to Koraput and all that. Now the challenge is to make them functional as quickly as possible, which is going to give huge employment opportunities, skilling opportunities, marketing opportunities, backward and forward linkages to those people. Now, MSMEs, unless and until they become part of regional, national, and international value chains, no matter what we do, they cannot be competitive. And in order to actually enhance their manufacturing competitiveness, there are many schemes that people actually do not know, like lean manufacturing, zero effect, which the Prime Minister has been talking about, has been saying that, and also the new technology centers, the new extension centers for the technologies which have been approved for Government of Odisha, those are to be grounded quickly, and people have to be trained, skilled, and they have to be given that handholding support. The recent announcements, we are talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, but I want to tell everybody that in November 2018, Honorable Prime Minister made 12 historic announcements about MSMEs. And those are in 4 areas. One is to ensure better credit flow to the MSMEs. Second, to have better market access. Third, better access to technology. And fourth is ease of doing business. So it's all there in the website of the ministry. You can go and see the details. I would request everybody to go and see the details about every scheme, every cluster in the dashboard of the Ministry of MSME, where all details have been given. dashboard.msme.gov.in. This is the URL. Please go and see that. People can actually know a lot of things. Again, I will say MSMEs are important. Out of 6.34 crore MSMEs which were estimated in 2015-16 survey, 1.2 crore, more than that, have come to the GSTN. If you look at the GST network, out of almost 1.3 crore total registrations, almost 1.2 crore, more than 1.2 crore are MSMEs. They are gradually, slowly but steadily coming to the formal economic framework. Now, obviously, we all know they contribute to the equitable growth, add value to agri-produce, forest produce, local produce, helping in doubling farmers' income. These are highly employment intensive. Now we have a huge challenge, and because of the COVID, but I'm sure the banks, the NBFCs, the fintech, and all these banking people, I mean, people who are actually giving loans and all that, they have a huge role to play. And obviously the state governments will have a huge role to play, not at the government of state government level, but also at the district level, at the municipal level. All clearances, single window clearances, everything has to be done quickly so that people can get their approvals quickly and they can start off. Wherever they want working capital, Mr. Debashis has already cleared that this is going to be extremely helpful. And I would like to say that after this Atmanirbhar Bharat and the earlier announcements done by Government of India, I'm sure the Government of Odisha is also leaving no stone unturned. Let's all come together so we can help the MSMEs, and they can, and then that will be a great help to actually taking India to a position of self-reliance and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
डॉक्टर पंडा बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपनकर सुचिंतित वक्तव्य पई निश्चित भाव में जोगुड़ा एमएसएमई सेक्टर पई माननीय प्रधानमंत्री और भारत सरकार करचंती सेटा लोकन पाखरे पहुंचबा कथा इटा आपण वार्ता देले एई विचार को आगु पढ़िया पई मु अनुरोध करिवि ओडिशा सरकार प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी एमएसएमई डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ ओडिशा श्री हेमंत शर्मा सर को कि तांकर वक्तव्य रखिबे एई विषय रे जोटा कि ओडिशा सेंट्रिक मते मु जा भाबुची ए चर्चाटा हम करचे ता विषय रे तांकर वक्तव्य मिस्टर शर्मा ओवर टू यू
Thank you so much, Honorable Union Minister Shri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, the President and other office bearers of Odia Samaj and distinguished guests. First of all, I extend my warm welcome to all the people who have joined today's webinar. As we can see, there is a very large gathering today, obviously because of the vibrant topic and the way it has been organized in an efficient manner on a highly technical platform by the office bearers of Odia Samaj. My fellow panelists have already made my task easy since they have already explained in quite detail about the Atmanirbhar package. Please change the slide. I would rather focus on the opportunities which the Atmanirbhar package and the overall industrial development in Odisha provides for the MSME sector. What are the key priority sectors which we have identified? What kind of infrastructure is being put into place? What policy framework exists? And the Atmanirbhar package provides unique opportunities to ride on this infrastructure, policy and governance platform which the state government has built up for the MSMEs to take advantage of. Next, please. Now, the micro, small and medium enterprise sectors, they basically face three challenges. They face the challenge of competition, they face the challenge of credit, and they face the challenge of compliance. The compliance burden is very high, the credit is very difficult to come by, and the competition from the large industry is acute. Now, MSME sector needs help from policy, from government, from infrastructure, and from all other ways in which businesses can be helped by the state and the central government. We in Orissa have identified 6 priority sectors as part of our industrial policy, which provide unique opportunities for the MSME sector. These priority sectors are mentioned here: the food processing sector, petrochemicals and chemicals, textiles, apparel, ancillary and downstream to metal, because all of us know that Orissa is a resource-rich state and has a very large foundation of primary metal and secondary metal producers. The IT, ITES and ESDM sectors, and the tourism sector. Now, these priority sectors have been identified following an iterative process because of the inherent advantages, the competitive advantage which the state enjoys. And these are sectors which provide more employment intensity. These are sectors for which the state has an advantage and also a growing market in India and in other countries. Now, these sectors, priority sectors, are supported by commensurate policies for each of these sectors. The basic policy is the industrial policy. We also have an MSME development policy which provides additional set of incentives and facilitation mechanisms for specifically MSME units, and apparel policy, food processing policy, the ICT policy. And I would specifically attract the attention of audience to the latest policy which we have, the Startup Policy 2018. This is a unique policy which basically the Honorable Prime Minister of India has supported all states to come up with startup policy under the Stand Up India campaign. And even the Atmanirbhar package, the fund of funds, which our fellow panelists were speaking of, is one big push to the startup sector in India. Next, please. Now, all these, what is the policy framework? The policy framework, having identified the priority sectors, there is a set of incentives, primarily like capital incentive, capital subsidy, interest subvention, utility support in terms of ED exemption and other support measures, support by way of industrial estates, parks, well-developed plug-and-play infrastructure, employment generation support through skill development initiatives, and then there are certain support related to technology upgradation, etc. Next, please. This is known, Odisha. I mean, all of us are from Odisha. We know what are our comparative advantages. Where do we stand in terms of the industrial infrastructure, mineral resource base, human resource base, and the fact that we are now part of the Purvodaya initiative of the Government of India, where we are building up infrastructure, industrial infrastructure, as well as community infrastructure to ride upon the unique advantages, the large seafront, the very rich mineral resources, and the presence of a very large base of large industry, which gives us good opportunities in the MSME sector also. We are a state ranked #1 by the Center of Monitoring of Indian Economy, CMIE, in the financial year 2019 and 20. In the first 6 months data which is available, we are the #1 state in attracting investments. However, as my fellow panelists have also mentioned, most of these investments have been in the mega and large sector. We have much road to travel on the MSME front. Next, please. Now, what is the facilitation mechanism we have set up in this state? Like most other states, we have a single window mechanism. This is a 3-tier mechanism. Investments up to 50 crores are dealt with by the district level single window clearance authority chaired by the collector. Investments up to 1,000 crores are handled by a state level clearance authority chaired by the chief secretary, and investments above 1,000 crores are handled by a high level clearance authority chaired by the Honorable Chief Minister. This is a snapshot of how it is done. Most of the panelists as well as participants must be aware of this. However, just take a look at what was done in the last financial year, 2019-20. About 400 plus cases were approved by these authorities with an investment of about 2.5 lakh crore and more than 80,000 employment. Next, please. Now, see, most of the states have a single window facilitation mechanism. We also have it, and our single window mechanism is an end-to-end solution. Starting from the point an entrepreneur needs some information. What is the raw material available? Where is it available? To land data, land bank data, industrial estate data, which is called Go Plus, and then an application which can be filed through the single window mechanism. Now, it is from concept to commissioning. It is an end-to-end solution. I would request the participants to go to Invest Odisha website and have a view of the single window mechanism. Last year, this particular Go Swift portal was awarded the National E-Governance Silver Award because of the facilities it has inbuilt. I would just take 2 minutes to highlight one good initiative which is of particular interest to the MSMEs. Next, please. Now, as we know, most of these small-scale industries are heavily burdened with compliance compliances. They have to file large number of reports, returns. They have to maintain huge volume of registers, and they are subject to large number of inspections by various government authorities. In Odisha, these inspections are handled online by a randomized technical platform called GoSmile. All the inspections are done in one particular visit, and the inspections are done in a randomized manner. The group of inspectors is selected by the technology platform. Once the inspection is done, within 48 hours, the inspection report is uploaded. There is no need for a physical or a paper copy of the inspection report. These are some of the initiatives which we have put into place, which are of special interest to the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Next, please. Now, the startup ecosystem. As I mentioned, the Honorable Prime Minister has been laying focus on encouraging the startups. The entrepreneurship needs to grow if we need to have more vibrant MSMEs in our country. Our startup policy recognizes the incubators, the accelerators, and the startups as 3 different categories. And in the last 2 years itself, we have been able to promote 13 incubators in the state. There are 13 nodal institutions like IIT, IIM, most of the engineering colleges, and entrepreneurship development cells have been opened in 70 numbers of technical and professional institutions. More than 600 startups have been recognized in the state, of which about 160 plus are women-led startups, and about 134 startups have already got grant either from the state government or from the government of India, and 52 of them have further got funding either from venture capital funds or from financial institutions. I would request the participants and the panelists to spread this word, and generally it is not known that Odisha has a startup policy or a startup ecosystem. Most of the people talk about Bangalore, about Mumbai, about Pune, but even our state is now provides a good platform for the Odisha-based startups to grow. Next. These are just of the highlights. I would not devote too much of time. In case people are interested, they can always get in touch with us. The Director Industries of Odisha is also joining this session today, and our website also provides most of these details. Next, please. Now, coming to the Atmanirbhar package, my fellow panelists have already elaborated this package. The Atmanirbhar package has 2 parts. One is the financial package, which we have discussed, which we know. And in Odisha itself, we have already covered more than 60,000 cases till yesterday in the state, out of which is about 35% of the total target which we have to do. And we are committed and we are confident that we will be able to cover all the targeted beneficiaries of which is about 2 lakh in the state. We have conducted workshops and seminars in all the districts with BICs, State Level Bankers Committee. Most of the bankers are on board. And for the first time, we have seen that the bankers are quite enthused about a scheme which is to the benefit of MSMEs. Otherwise, it is very difficult for micro, small, medium enterprises to access credit, formal credit for formal credit institutions. But it is a very good change in the mindset of bankers which we have observed. And we are sure that MSMEs of Odisha would take full advantage of the package. Next, please. Next, please. Now, what are the existing opportunities? Having discussed the policy and some of the financial packages which are there, what are the new emerging opportunities in Odisha for the MSME sector? Now, MSMEs as a sector have to grow, riding on the otherwise larger industrialization effort in any state. MSME generally they cannot grow on their own. There cannot be a standalone or a compartmentalized MSME sector in any state. We do not have the demand profile of the northern and western states of the country. Therefore, our MSMEs have to ride on the larger industrialization which is happening in the state. It is very important for us to, therefore, in the state government, to create opportunities to enable the MSMEs to ride the larger industry bandwagon. So we have created some facilities in this regard, which I would, since we have a very good audience today across the country, I thought that it would be proper for me to highlight in a very brief manner some of these infrastructure available for the MSMEs. The Angul Downstream Aluminium Park is a very good facility where you can get molten metal from NALCO and you can do downstream value addition to aluminium. The Seafood Park at Deras, again promoted with Government of India assistance, is a very good facility We already have 9 units coming up there, and as we all know, seafood is a great priority sector for Odisha. It's highly employment intensive, and there are very good MSMEs even now from Odisha who are working in this sector. Next, please. The plastics park at Paradeep, I'm sure the Honorable Minister also would speak about it. This is a unique opportunity with Indian Oil Corporation refinery next door. The raw material is available, feedstock is available, building blocks are available, and a very good infrastructure has been created with Government of India assistance. I would request the participants to take a look, and you can even select the plot in Plastics Park Paradeep from our Go Plus single window portal itself. Sitting in your office, in your home, you can take a look, overview of the Plastics Park and even select a plot. The Bhadrak Textiles Park, again promoted with Indian Oil Corporation assistance. It is dedicated for technical textiles, and it would further add on to the larger textile ecosystem which we are planning at Dhamra and going further below towards Ramdaspur and Malipada. Next, please. These are two new initiatives which we have taken. Specific food processing parks at Kesinga, Kesinga and Kalahandi, Navarangpur, Ganjam, Bargad and Bolangir. These are parks which would be developed. 3 of them, Kesinga, Navarangpur and Bargad and Bolangir have already started. Ganjam and Bargad would be developed after a couple of months. Then 5 multi-product MSME parks where land is readily available for MSMEs. These are multi-sectoral parks at Ramdaspur in Cuttack, Chhattavar, Sambalpur, Kalahandi and Barapalli Hinjli in Ganjam. Next, please. Info Valley around Bhubaneswar, I'm sure most of you would be aware. The Electroplanar Park, which is set up by the Software Technology Parks of India, STPI. Incidentally, this is one of the 2 parks in the country which we have in Bhubaneswar. It has recently been inaugurated by the Honorable Union IT Minister. The Electronics Manufacturing Cluster near Bhubaneswar also readily available plug-and-play infrastructure, and the 3 new IDCO IT towers coming up at Baleshwar, Sambalpur and Barampur also are opportunities for the MSME entrepreneurs for Odisha to take advantage of. Next, please. Kalinganagar Steel Cluster, again, I'm sure Honorable Union Minister would speak about it, is a new opportunity which is emerging because of the involvement of our Honorable Union Steel Minister. He is planning this big initiative in the steel sector in Odisha, and I'm sure most of you would in due course learn about it. We are also planning a textiles park at Dhamra, which I just mentioned. The Bhadrak Dhamra, that entire region would provide good ecosystem for the textile units to come up. We are also planning a medical park at Gopalpur, and Paradeep, of course, is an existing industrial cluster where, again, taking advantage of the Indian Oil Corporation's presence, good opportunities exist for the micro, small and medium enterprises. Next, please. So that's all which I wanted to. I thought that since most of the panelists have already mentioned about the Atmanirbhar package, we are also taking advantage of the package. This, for the first time, addresses a big challenge which the MSMEs face, the credit challenge which they face. But Atmanirbhar package is much more than the financial package alone. Our Honorable Prime Minister has announced infrastructure advantages for the industries. The Pharma Park scheme, the steel cluster, the aluminium park, the Paradeep Plastics Park, the Bhadrak Textiles Park, and the Dhamra Textiles Park. These are all opportunities created by Government of India through the Atmanirbhar package, which we would be setting up in our state with the assistance of Government of India. And I invite all the MSME units to take advantage of these infrastructure and the policies which we have put up. Thank you so much. Vande Utkal Janani.
Many thanks, Hemant Sarmaji, for your erudite speech, I must say. You have laid bare the opportunities that are available in Odisha and how the MSME sector can take advantage of that. आपण जेमती कहले उटे गो स्माइल प्रोजेक्ट आपण लॉन्च करछंती हमर आज जो जोडी छंती पाखा पाखी हजारे रो बेसी लोक हम संगे जोडी छंती ई माध्यम रे ता छडा फेसबुक माध्यम रे बहुत लोक जोडी छंती मु आशा करूची जे आपण जो गो स्माइल ता जोटा आपण प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च करछंती सेटा निश्चित भाव रे बहुत एमएसएमई सेक्टर लोक मुखरे हस निश्चित भाव रे देबो हम संगे आज श्री पीके दास सीएमडी इरेडा मध्य जोडी छंती आपण को बहुत बहुत स्वागत। आम सांगे आम ओडिया समाज रो अन्यतम ट्रस्टी हिरण्य महांती सर भी अछंती अपन मन समस्त स्वागत करछि आउथरे चर्चा को आगु बढ़ाइबा मुझे अनुरोध करबी श्री संजय सिंह चेयरमैन इडको तांकर वक्तव्य रखिबे से भी ओडिशा माटीर ओडिशा नै कि तांकर विचार ओडिशा एमएसएमई सेक्टर नै कि तांकर विचार कोन हम संतु सुनबे ओवर टू श्री संजय सिंह
धन्यवाद संदीप जी मान्यवर मंत्री पेट्रोलियम एंड स्टील मान्यवर सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज श्री युक्त देवाशीष पंडा सर एटी उपस्थित थिबा डॉक्टर अरुण पंडा सर सिद्धार्थ प्रधान सर and Principal Secretary Industries and MSME Hemant Sharma sir and all my friends. Hemant Sharma sir has already laid down complete policy framework and the future roadmap which Government of Odisha has planned in terms of development of ecosystem for MSME sector in Odisha. So therefore, I will not elaborate too much on that in the interest of time. I'm here present as two roles. One as CMD of Odisha Industrial Infrastructure Development Corporation. I also have a very important role, that is as Secretary Skill Development, which is also very, very necessary as far as MSME is concerned. Since all my previous panelists have already spoken about MSME and opportunities which are there and what schemes Government of India and Government of Odisha has, I would also like to talk about skill development ecosystem which is there in the state of Odisha. As Hemant Sharma sir was saying, in Odisha, IDCO already has more than 120 industrial states and more than 1 lakh acre of land which is there, on which a large, medium, small and micro enterprises are already there. However, I think by setting up of these 5 very important sector specific parks of seafood park, plastic park, aluminium park, EMC park and SEZ Info Valley, I think there has been a change of mindset in the way now IDCO is looking at things. Earlier, when IDCO was constructing its industrial state, we were basically only bothered about the land and we were providing them basic infrastructure like power. In fact, in most of the old industrial states which we had, we did not have a proper water supply system also there. But I think these 5 parks which we are developing in collaboration with Government of India has completely changed the mindset. Now, the new parks which Hemant Sharma sir was talking about, 30 MSME parks which we are going to develop in all the 30 districts of the state, the 5 food parks which we are going to develop, and the old industrial states which we have. Now we are looking all at providing all kinds of infrastructure in terms of a good power supply, a good uninterrupted water supply, a training center, skill development center, testing facility. We are now on the way of providing all these, including जो हमरो I will mix Odia and Hindi, Odia and English. The question which I had got, what about the environmental clearances? If you see these parks which we have developed, all these parks we have taken all statutory clearances in advance. MSME units, they particularly face a lot of problem when they go for environmental clearances. The seafood park which we have developed, or aluminium park, plastic park, all these parks are plug and play park, where all environmental clearances, all statutory clearances has already been taken in advance. We have taken care of housing facilities so far. We were not taking care of housing facility in the industrial states. And this pandemic has actually given rise to the need for providing social infrastructure, particularly the housing facility within the industrial states. So all these industrial states which we are planning with all these facilities. As far as old industrial states are concerned, Arun Panda sir was talking about the MSE CDP scheme. In fact, Arun Panda sir as Secretary of MSME had initiated this, And I'm happy to bring it to the notice of Dr. Arun Panda sir that we have already submitted DPR for 21 industrial states for taking up under MSE CDP, so that we can improve the infrastructure and provide all the lacking infrastructure in these all these industrial states. In addition, we are looking at further 29 DPR we are developing for another 29 old industrial states, where also we will be providing this infrastructure. Another important step which has been taken by the state government, which I would like to point out, is Biju Expressway corridor. Now, the western part of Odisha has a lot of potential for development of MSME enterprises all along the Biju Expressway. We have these food parks and the new MSME parks which we are developing. They are also along this Biju Expressway. We have recently commissioned a study, and we have given this responsibility to KPMG to come out with a policy document, as well as the potential which is there along this Biju Expressway corridor, so that we can develop a good ecosystem of MSME units in all these areas which has been neglected as of now. Now, coming to the skill ecosystem, I think we have got a very good skill ecosystem in the state of Odisha, thanks to Government of India and Government of Odisha, with whose collaboration this kind of ecosystem has come up. I must tell you that CPET already has 4 centers in the state of Odisha, all spread out in different regions of the state. There are 3 more which are coming up, one in Koraput, one is coming up in Rourkela, and there is one which is coming up in Khurda. Accordingly, in CTTC, we already had one technology center which was there in Bhubaneswar, and we had 2 extension centers, one in Balasore, and we had one in Kalinganagar and one in other place. Now, when Arun Panda sir was there as Secretary of MSME, he and the Honorable Minister MSME, who also hails from the state of Odisha, they were kind enough to sanction one more technology center which is coming up in Rourkela, and 4 extension centers which again are located in such a way that it takes care of the need of the entire state. One would be located in Bhavanipatna, one would be located in Balasore, one would be located in Berhampur, and one would be located in Keonjhar. So with these kind of ecosystem, particularly of CPET and CTTC being there, which is not only a skill development center, but it is also a center which generates a lot of entrepreneurs. It gives a lot of production facilities to the entrepreneurs in these areas. So I think this will again give a lot of stimulus to young and budding entrepreneurs in all these areas. Plus, we have around skill development centers, 80 skill development centers spread all across the state, at least 2 in every district, and we have more than 50 government ITIs and more than 250 ITIs which are already there in different parts of the state. So this kind of skill ecosystem, I don't think it is available anywhere in the state, and it is the right time when young entrepreneurs actually need to take advantage of the skills ecosystem and this large number of MSME parks and food parks which are going to come up, and at the same time the existing industrial states of in Odisha, which is going to be developed by providing all kinds of infrastructure in these areas. I've also got 3 questions. One question was whether we have any plans to waive penalties and charges for the units who are seeking to restart at the existing sets. Yes, we are actually developing.
Sorry, Sanjay sir, sorry. My apologies, sir. We'll be taking question answers later on. If you kindly permit us to do that.
Okay.
So, okay.
So I think to summarize what I said, a good amount of infrastructure is already coming up, which is getting spread from Malkangiri to Rourkela and from Gajpati to Balasore. And similarly, the skill ecosystem which we have in all the districts of the state is the right kind of opportunities there for new entrepreneurs to come up and start their enterprises with Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme with the kind of credit infusion which is going to take place because of the bank credits in all these districts, and this is the right time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjay Singh ji, for your speech and bringing about that in the matter of skills, Odisha is not lagging behind other states. I am sure that all the participants who are participating today, who are from all the districts of Odisha, the associations from Balasore to Gajpati, as you said, and Sundargarh to Malkangiri and Raigada, everybody is here today with us, and they must have taken note. I आशा करछु हम विश्वास करछु जे आसवा दिन रे आपनकर डिपार्टमेंट ए दिगरे निश्चित भाव रे तांकु सहायता करिवो सहयोग रे हाथ बढ़े विचार गोष्ठी को आकु बढ़ेबा मो श्री अशोक प्रधान फॉर्मर सीएमडी सीईओ यूनाइटेड बैंक ऑफ इंडिया तांकु अनुरोध करबी तांकर वक्तव्य रखिबे सार को मो स्पेशल अनुरोध करबी जे जेहेतु हमर गुटे समय सीमा रही छी
I will try to. Sandeep Babu, namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. I'm so sorry to
Samastana Subhasanda, Honorable Union Minister, eminent panelists, respected guests. I'll try to limit my speech to the time slot given to me. As Panda sir was talking about, I am also a person coming back to Odisha after 35 years. So I'll be trying to give my banker's perspective, and whatever I'll be speaking, it will be essentially echoing the views of the business persons to a large extent. Because when I talk of financial law, and I always talk to the business persons, traders, and the industrialists. So what I believe, this is an extraordinary scenario, and it calls for extraordinary response. The stimulus package has to be true stimulus to drive the demand. We can have both short-term and long-term approaches to ameliorate the conditions, particularly the MSME segment, which are facing darkest times. Panda sir was talking about the dues to the MSME players. I used to get complaints from the MSME players that huge amount of money is due to them from the government departments, particularly the government departments and central PSUs. State PSUs are the major defaulters. I was looking at what government Samadhan website that is listing dues about 41,000 crores as of May 2020. If this could be released quickly, the MSME players will have a lot of comfort in managing their stress in terms of cash flow. Because the stimulus package which the government of India has brought about 3 lakh crore guarantees package, I shall be talking a little later, that is having a cost. This is a fund which is provided at a cost. Again, at the same time, corporates are a major source of pain. They also do not release their payment in time. Panda sir was talking about there is a mandate, but unfortunately the mandates are not being honored, and we need to do something to ensure that payments are released in time. When we talk of MSME players, we cannot think of anything other than ensuring their competitiveness. To increase their competitiveness, I suggest we need to think in terms of, at this point in time particularly, an interest subvention of 2 to 3% on all loans to bring about the cost effectively. We are talking about policy rates reduction, but policy rate reduction has its own limitations. We cannot ignore the position of the depositors. If we do not take care of the depositors' interest in time, they will be deploying their funds in the riskier avenues, and it may so happen they will be losing their principals, and it will create a different kind of problem for the industry, for the economy. Because this is the time of COVID, lifestyle changes has given a lot of opportunity for the banks to mobilize the deposits. This opportunity will get lost. When we talk of MSME, enhanced working capital requirement is a matter of real concern for the MSME players. Credit default guarantee is definitely going to be of great help. What I would suggest Panda sir, to Devashish Panda sir particularly, to look into the fact that the scheme insists for a assessment. Scheme talks about the margin requirement, DP assessment, cash flow, etc. Could it be a simplified version So 20% of the existing limit can be released to them without any kind of cash flow analysis, without any kind of DP requirement, all that. Because this is, as I said, this is an extraordinary scenario, calls for extraordinary response. I think as Devashish Panda sir was talking about, the banking industry has released about 90,000 crores so far. It's a very good feature. By 31st of October, more than 3 lakh crores could be utilized. But for these restrictive features, the development could have been much better. I think substantial amount could have been released by this time. I'll come to the moratorium offered by Reserve Bank of India, which I believe it is grossly inadequate, because at this point in time when the industries are shut and there is no cash flow, when RBI talks about repayment, interest repayment and the repayment of obligations which will be payable by 31st of March 2021, it may not be possible. It would be better if we think in terms of allowing elongated repayment period or 2 to 3 years of repayment period for the interest due during this period. This will substantially improve the liquidity constraints faced by the MSME units. So in essence, I believe that this is a time for a dig the hole and fill it up moment of Keynesian theory of economics. More money has to be given into the hands of the people to boost demand, to kickstart the economy. And the discretionary spending which people are withholding, perhaps that will get boosted when they get a sense that that certainty of income is there for tomorrow. So employment generating avenues have to be thought of. And the government agencies, government officials, I'm sure they are taking due care of that. Reduction in income tax rate could be thought of at least for 1 year to give more money into the hands of the people. Perhaps that will giving a much more impetus to the demand. Now I come to Odisha specific issues because I do not much of direct interaction with my bankers colleagues over here, but nevertheless, whatever I have gathered from the SLBC data, unfortunately, the CD ratio in Odisha is pretty low. It is just about 54%. I am discounting the loans availed by the industrialists outside the state, but units are in Odisha. If I take that into account, it just works out to 60%, whereas national average is 76-77%. I would believe the authorities of the state, they have to create environment to absorb more credit. Unless and until we are able to take our CD ratio to about 70-75%, Odisha will remain industrially backward. This is something a matter of serious concern. I see issues in the semi-urban and urban branches. Rural branches CD ratio is about 68%, but semi-urban and urban branches CD ratio is pretty low at 46-50%. While private sector lending is substantially high in the state of Odisha, given by the state of economy and the agricultural focused economy, 59% as against 40% mandated. It's a very good feature. Agriculture it is about 31%, benchmark is about 18%. But my concern is MSME advance is just 22% of ANBC. It speaks volume about the state of affairs in terms of industrialization. Even though the SCP target is made to the tune of 180%, as against 19,000 crores target, the achievement is about 34,000 crores. So I would believe the targeting is wrong. Now it has to be told clearly by the government authorities. They have to look into SCP. And the current year SCP is about 90,000 crores for the state of Odisha. The sectoral distribution under SCP that needs to review so that more focus can be given to MSME. Otherwise, because of lower targeting, the achievement is happening at 180%. So bankers will be feeling happy. Yes, we have done an excellent job. This is not the way. Second, another point, I think SHG model could be thought of as a preferred model in the state of Odisha. My experience in West Bengal, I was the SLBC convener in the state of West Bengal and Tripura. SHG model was working as fantastic, absolutely fine. So this model could be a preferred mode of financing to encourage financial inclusion. It will perhaps give a lot of interest to this. Odisha is the other day I was reading a news article which was about long staple cotton, and we think I think we can think in terms of promoting ginning and spinning mills I become a little emotional when I talk of cotton spinning mills. I remember OTM, Odisha Textile Mills. It was pride at one point in time when I was in school and college. The cloths manufactured by Odisha Textile Mill was very much in demand. Is it possible? Can you give a thought? Honorable Union Minister is there, and all the senior functionaries of the government of Odisha are there. Can we think in terms of reviving Odisha Textile Mills? Now cotton is not an issue. Then cotton was getting imported from Maharashtra and Gujarat. I have a request to the government functionaries. We must use capital resources very carefully. But the resources are very scarce. We need to create capital assets to generate employment instead of frittering away those assets, those resources as tools, which only creates an indolent society. Which, before I close, I have two more points I'll be making. When we are talking of Atmanirbhar Bharat, there is a clamor that the imports from China has to be stopped. They call it snob cheap imports from China. Absolutely fine. Trade bodies have taken a call that they should be stopping the imports from China. These are all the small things. The other day, Finance Minister, Union Finance Minister, while talking to industrialists in Coimbatore, she was talking about it's a matter of regret that we are getting things like our idols from China, Lord Ganesh, Saraswati, Lakshmi ji. Can we not manufacture those clay items in the state of Odisha? Does it need anything, special skill to manufacture those idols? We are importing those. Just to give a specific, because there are so many erudite listeners to this, just to give a sense to what the China makes the presence, China's presence to India means. China enjoys a trade surplus of $50 billion, more than $50 billion. And as far as electronics goods are concerned, last year in FY19, they have exported more than 140,000 crores of TVs.
Ashok sir, my apologies, sir, for interrupting. Kindly conclude now, sir, so that we can go to the...
Give me 2 minutes.
The question answer to the audience is...
Okay, I'll just give me 2 minutes, I'll finish it.
My apologies.
So what I was trying to say that so much of imports from China can be curtailed. I was just talking about one FBA, foreign value added items. Foreign value added items, as far as China is concerned, they are supplying 34% to India's exports, whereas our contribution to China's foreign value added items is just about 2%. Before I close, one sincere request to all the fellow industrialists and the government functionaries: we must respect the credit culture. Without a proper credit culture, no state can grow. NPA is a bigger pandemic than the pandemic COVID-19 we are fighting today. It has done so much of damage to us. Credit cost is going up by 2.5% to 3.5%. I'll just make a statement: defaulters, the fraudsters, the willful ones, they are freeloaders. They are responsible for the increased credit cost. That must stop. Otherwise, the credit cost, we are talking of increasing competitive index, that will be getting impacted. Thank you. I'll close at this point in time. I'll take the questions. Thank you so much.
Many thanks, Pradhan sir, for your speech. You have raised certain issues, I would say. And I'm sure that in the days to come, we'll be looking for solutions about those issues which you have raised. ଯେମିତି ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ କହିଥିଲୁ ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନୋତ୍ତରର ବି ଗୋଟେ ଆମେ ସ୍ଲଟ୍ ରଖିଛୁ, ଗୋଟେ ସମୟ ସୀମା ରଖିଛୁ। ଏହା ପରେ ମାନ୍ୟବର ମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ଧର୍ମେନ୍ଦ୍ର ପ୍ରଧାନଙ୍କର ବି ମାର୍ଗଦର୍ଶନ ମିଳିବ ଆମମାନଙ୍କୁ। ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଉତ୍ତର ଆମେ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା। ପ୍ରଶ୍ନଟା ଶ୍ରୀ ଦେବାଶିଷ ପଣ୍ଡାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଆସିଛି। ଏଇଟା ପଚାରିଛନ୍ତି ଶ୍ରୀ ରମେଶ ମହାପାତ୍ର, ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷ ଉତ୍କଳ ଚେମ୍ବର ଅଫ୍ କମର୍ସ। ଦେବାଶିଷ ସାର୍, ତାଙ୍କର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ହେଲା ଯେ 29 ଫେବୃଆରୀ 2020 ରେ ଯୋଉ ସ୍ଥିତି ଥିଲା, ସେତେବେଳେ କେବଳ 20% additional working capital limit ରେ ଲୋନ୍ ଗୁଡ଼ା ସାଙ୍କ୍ସନ୍ ହେଉଥିଲା। ତାଙ୍କର proposal ହେଲା ଯେ it should be on the total credit limit sanctioned by the bank so that ease of doing business by the MSME could be enhanced. A related question to that, sir, is that MSME units who have not availed any loan should be sanctioned new working capital under the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust, and this it should be given and the banks should consider, because the banks are only considering existing borrowers. And the related point to this is, sir, that the banks are asking for unnecessary details. This is the perception of the president of the Utkal Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Request you, sir, to
Yeah,
kindly-
I got the question, so I'll very quickly respond.
Right.
That first and foremost, there is no requirement of any documentation. As I said, it's 100% guaranteed by the union government. Therefore, there are very clear-cut guidelines which have been issued by NCGTC, the National Credit Guarantee Trust company. And then there are FAQs also on the website. So I will request the MSME entrepreneurs also to look at it. And therefore, any bank which is insisting upon unnecessary documents, I mean, there is no document required for that matter, then please draw the attention of the SLBC there or the senior bankers there, any branch manager out of ignorance or out of deliberate harassment, then it should be brought to the notice and they will be taken action. A few instances had come, so we have again reiterated. I'm having a review at my level with the top bankers, with the SLBC conveners my officers are doing. So I'm sure, and I think the state government authorities are here, I'll request them also to ensure that this should not be a point of delaying things. So there is no requirement of any documentation excepting for the loan agreement. That's all. Now the second question with regard to the cutoff date, I mean, you ought to have a cutoff date. Otherwise, there will be discretion left to the banks, whether it will be 1st of February or whether it will be 30th of February. So 29th February was decided keeping in view that the COVID effect came in from the 1st of March. So therefore, in fact, we have advanced it. We had the first lockdown around middle of March, if I recall. So therefore, 29th February was kept as the cutoff day. And secondly, for the entire exposure, it is not possible for the simple reason that the outstanding amount can be verified from the bureau, whereas the total credit limit cannot be verified. Again, that will lead to a lot of confusion, and the ease with which we are trying to provide this additional working capital facility couldn't have been extended. Therefore, and moreover, we are looking at lakhs of borrowers rather than restricting it to a few borrowers. So the whole idea is to reach out to as many as possible. So we are targeting more than 1.5 crore borrowers under the scheme from micro, medium and small, and therefore that cutoff date is there, and also the limit of on the outstanding. However, if after we have sufficiently covered the large segment of the MSME borrowers, if we have the headroom, then we will definitely change the parameters of the scheme which is currently existing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the clarification. There is a related question to the banking sector, which relates to the banking sector. My apologies. And this has been asked by the FICCI ladies wing, sir. And the question is, sir, that the private scheduled bank have been reluctant to lend. Banks say they have not received any circular. There is no clarity regarding a decision to lend, and therefore they don't lend. This is the problem maybe they are facing. So they are asking, sir, what steps the government intends to take to course correct this situation?
No, the primary business of the banks are they are supposed to lend and earn money. They take the depositors' money at a particular rate of interest, then this corpus is then again used to lend and earn money. So that's their income. So as far as this particular scheme, I said there is absolute clarity, and as I said already, 1 lakh we're going to touch 1 lakh crore in the next 2 or 3 months, and we are not waiting up to October. Our target is to complete it by the end of July. And as my colleague Hemant has also expressed that there's a lot of enthusiasm amongst the banks, I would request the state authorities also to keep that enthusiasm up and ensure. Odisha has covered almost 40% of their MSME units or borrowers, and I'm sure another 60% they'll be able to cover in the next few days. And we are very closely monitoring. And however, as far as new to credit customers are concerned, they have a backup of the credit guarantee scheme of the MSME. So they don't need to have a collateral. Up to 2 crores through the CGTSME scheme, they can avail loans. So again, I will request the state authorities and also to closely monitor this in the SLBC forum. And also the district collectors can do so in the district level coordination committee. And if there are any specific issues, if the state government authorities or the trade bodies bring it to our notice, then we'll definitely take very positive action. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपनकर ये क्लेरिफिकेशन पई
आज्ञा
निश्चित भाव रे एटा हमरो बंधु माने जो माने जोड़ी छथि आज हम संगे तांकू निश्चित भाव रे दिशा निर्देश हो अरुण पंडा सन को पई गुटे क्वेश्चन आछि विजय कुमार मेहर बर्गर रु पचार छथि सर जैसे तांकर क्वेश्चन हला कि किछि पॉलिसी डिसीजन अछि इज देयर एनी पॉलिसी डिसीजन टू अलाउ मास्टर वीवर्स क्राफ्ट्समैन टू सेट अप एमएसएमई यूनिट्स फॉर प्रोडक्शन एंड मार्केटिंग ऑफ हैंडलूम प्रोडक्ट्स द बर्गर रु विजय कुमार मेहर प्रश्न पचार छथि सर कि मास्टर वीवर्स और क्राफ्ट्समैन को पई किछि पॉलिसी अछि श्री अरुण पंडा सर
हमर से जानिथिबे जे हमर गुटे माने गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया रे एमएसएमई मिनिस्ट्री रे गुटे स्कीम अछि प्राइम मिनिस्टर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम पीएमईजीपी जो थरे की लोन माने फर्स्ट टाइम लोन अप टू 25 लाख पर्यंत लोन दिया जाए फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट रे सेकंड जेतेबेले से सेरा को पेमेंट करिवे सब जाक जति ठीक ठाक करिवे तारे सेकंड टाइम तांकू अप टू 1 करोड़ पर्यंत लोन दिया जाय परिबो दिस इज नंबर 1 इफ दे वांट टू टेक लोन under a particular scheme with a subsidy component which ranges between 15% to 35%, tale PMEGP is the scheme to go for. That's number 1. Number 2, जोटा बर्तन मिस्टर देवाशीष जोटा कहले जे हमर आउट ए स्कीम अछि जोथरे की in fact last year we crossed 46,000 crore of credit flow to micro and small enterprises with guarantee from CGT MSE. तेणु जदि आपण अलगा स्कीम अप टू लोन अप टू 2 करोड़ नवा को चाहउछंती सीजीटीएमएस रे मध्ये करि परिबे स्पेसिफिक मास्टर वेवर्स आ जेटिक वेवर्स माने अछंती तांको पई मध्ये जोरा कहली पीएमईजीपी रे आ एथिरे से माने मध्ये लोन नै परिबे एवं बहुत जगह रे से माने मध्ये यार सदुपयोग उठौछन
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर हेमंत शर्मा को पई गुटे प्रश्न आछि ओडिसा भित्तिक प्रश्न सर आपण तांकर प्रश्न हला सर श्री ब्रिजमोहन अग्रवाल ये प्रश्नटा पचारछंती नेशनल वाइस प्रेसिडेंट सीएआईटी तांका प्रश्न हला सर कि ओडिशा गवर्नमेंट हैज बीन एनकरेजिंग इंडस्ट्रीज टू कम एंड एस्टैब्लिश देमसेल्व्स इन दिस रिगार्ड ही वांट्स टू नो सर whether the government of Odisha has any focused sectors in mind. Another relevant point sir is the cost of electricity in Odisha is quite high in comparison to Maharashtra and Gujarat and whether in this situation whether there is any plan or policy to provide cheaper and affordable rates the power can be provided. That is what he is asking. And sir, regarding the loans to MSME sector, what are the initiatives being planned to spur the demands for MSME? These are the questions, sir, for you. Mr. Hemant Sharma, may kindly.
Yeah, I think the first question is about whether the state government has identified any focus sectors. And during my presentation also, I highlighted that yes, we have identified 6 focus sectors, which I mentioned very clearly: the food processing sector, petrochemicals and chemicals and plastics, textiles, including technical textiles and apparel and garment, ancillary and downstream to metal, IT, ITS, and the tourism sector. These are 6 focus sectors, and our industrial policy is built around these 6 focus sectors to provide a maximum and optimum set of incentives and other facilitation support. The second question is about cost of power, whether the cost of power in Odisha is higher than that of Maharashtra and Gujarat. Actually, it is certainly not higher than Maharashtra and Gujarat. It is higher than some other states, of course, but certainly not higher than Maharashtra and Gujarat. Maharashtra and Gujarat, the cost of power is much, much higher. Industrial tariffs are much higher. The cost of industrial tariff in Odisha is about rupees 540 to rupees 575 per unit, depending on which category or which class of consumers you are. And in the industrial policy, there are certain exemptions to priority sectors. There is an electricity duty exemption, as well as there is electricity tariff reimbursement in priority sectors. If you can take a look at our industrial policy, you would get to know. But more important, unlike many other states, Odisha is a power surplus state. We provide quality, reliable power to most parts of the state, particularly industrial areas, and a lot of work is being done to provide dedicated and exclusive industrial feeders in Odisha. The third question was about loans to MSME and what is being done for spurring the demand for the MSME products. Our industrial policy provides certain advantages in government procurement to micro small units. There is a purchase preference of 25%, including a price preference of 10%. There are also certain other facilities like exemption for EMD and a lower performance bank guarantee. We are also looking at a new package in the wake of the COVID pandemic for providing additional support to MSMEs for demand generation. This is work in progress, and very soon, after we have obtained state cabinet approval, we will be making a big announcement for generating demand for MSME products in Orissa. Thank you so much.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हेमंत शर्मा सर. समयर हमर बंधन अच्छी अनुरोध करी माननीय मंत्री श्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान को तांकर मार्गदर्शन आज कार्यक्रम रे देवा पई जदि किछि समय मिलिबा और भी किछि क्वेश्चन अछि तार आंसर हम निश्चित भाव रे आपण मान को देबु. इने मु अनुरोध करबी माननीय मंत्री केंद्र मंत्री धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी को तांकर वक्तव्य ई विषय ऊपर रखे.
नमस्कार. ओडिया समाज रो कर्मकर्ता बंधु मानु को विशेष करके आछि जो 5 जन पैनलिस्ट हमर ये एमएसएमई डे रे ओडिसा रे थिबा ओडिया सह संपर्क रखुतबा बंधु मानु को जो माने देश रो विभिन्न जगह रे अछंती समस्त को वेबिनार माध्यम रे किछि विषय को आलोचना करबा गुटे सुजोग सृष्टि करा गला. समस्त को धन्यवाद. संदीप मोर गुटे प्रश्न आपण को केतोटी प्रश्न सबु प्रश्नकर्ता माध्यम रे आसी 3-4टी प्रश्न तो देवाशीष बाबू अरुण बाबू और हेमंत बाबू को माध्यम रे दिया जे पारला. मोट केतेटी खंडे प्रश्न आसीथिबो?
आज्ञा पाखा पाखी 100 प्रश्न हम पाखु आसी ओडिसा र कोन अनुकोण रो बाहरु भी आसी. आज्ञा माने विदेश रे जो ओडिसा एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ना
समस्त तो ओडिया
आज्ञा
समानकर भूमिका अधिकार रहिबा दरकार आजिर स्थिति रे.
आज्ञा
मोर प्रथम अनुरोध रहिबो विशेष करके देवाशीष बाबू को और हेमंत बाबू को और अरुण बाबू तो आपन को ऊपर हमर बेसी अधिकार हमनकर दायित्व ओडिया पिला मानु को ए सब जिंस रे ओडिया एंटरप्रेन्योर मानु को ए सब विषय डायलॉग को बढ़ेबा पई मु गोटे अपेक्षा रखिबी कोनसी ना कोनसी गोटे मेकानिज्म तयारी हो जो हमर बैंकर्स ग्रुप अछंती ओडिसा रे. देवाशीष बाबू गोटे आपण एते इनिशिएटिव सब भितर प्रधानमंत्री निर्देश रे अर्थमंत्री निर्देश रे सब निया जाई पारुची. किंतु एबे भी मु गोटे विषय अनुभव करूची गोटे बैंकर्स आउ एंटरप्रेन्योर एमान को भितर हम ओडिसा भलिया राज्य रे जो गोटे इकोसिस्टम तयारी हवा कथा सेटा हवा पे आहुरी बहुत परिश्रम समर्थन करिया पे पड़िबो. राज्य सरकार को बड़ भूमिका अछि. अरुण बाबू को भलिया बंधु मानकर प्रधान बाबू को भलिया बंधु मानकर आउ बेसी दायित्व अछि. आमे समस्त मिसिकी जो 100टी प्रश्न आछितला संगठन तरफ विभिन्न जो गुडी को जे उत्तर दे परिबे थरे प्रचेष्टा करा जाऊ. समस्त को सप्ताहे 10 दिन पर्यंत हो पछे समय नेकी से प्रश्न गुडी कर उत्तर आसु रिटन रिप्लाई आसु आपन ताकू जो गुडी को मर्यादा भितर जो गुडी को कहा जाय परिबो से भलिया जेनेरिक प्रश्न गुडी कर उत्तर तयारी करिकि कम मोस्ट फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क क्वेश्चन एफएक्यू भलिया किछि विषय रहिबो से गुडी को होस्ट करि देले सेटा समस्त पई लाभ हबो. मु ए उद्यम पई समस्त को धन्यवाद दउछि. हमें समस्त को ओडिसा को गोटे नुआ रास्ता रे नबा पई पड़िबो. मु जेति की विगत 1.5 घंटा धरि की बसी के सुनुथिली टंकार अभाव नहीं, योजनार अभाव नहीं, स्कीम रो अभाव नहीं. भारत सरकार राज्य सरकार उभय मिसी की या पई बड़ क्षेत्र प्रस्तुत करूचंती. कंचा माल रो अभाव नहीं, परिश्रमी लोकन को अभाव नहीं, निजस्व बाजार रे भी अभाव नहीं. और ओडिसा रे जो स्ट्रेटेजिक लोकेशन अछि भारत वर्ष अन्य अंचल तुलना रे और विश्व वाणिज्य संगे निजको जोड़ीबारे ग्लोबल ट्रेड एंड कमर्स संगे जोड़ीबार पर्याप्त मात्रा रे भित्तिभूमि ओडिसा रे अछि. ता परे भी और जो भलिया अधिकारी माने एबे जो भलिया प्रधानमंत्री को कार्यालय हो किंबा रिजर्व बैंक रो गवर्नर को दायित्व हो किंबा फाइनेंशियल सर्विस रो सचिवों को दायित्व हो किंबा एपर्यंत अमेरिकन सिस्टम रे थरे जे सेक्रेटरी से लाइफ लॉन्ग सेक्रेटरी अरुण बाबू हमरो लाइफ लॉन्ग सेक्रेटरी एमएसएमई तांकर जो अनुभव है से अनुभव ता केवल से 2-3 वर्ष रे सरी जीवनी. प्रधान बाबू यूको बैंक रो सीईओ थिले तांकर अनुभव ता तो रिटायरमेंट पर सरी जीवनी. ये सबको हम ओडिया को ओडिशा को संपर्क ओडिया लोक हो कि ओडिशा कैडर लोक हो अनेक बंधु माने बाहर भी अच्छा महेश्वर बाबू गुजरात रे अच्छा ये प्रकार अनेक बंधु मान को महांती बाबू आंध्र प्रदेश रे अच्छा ये प्रकार सबु बंधु मान को एकाठी करके ओडिशा को उद्यमी बनेमा ओडिशा रे एंटरप्रेन्योर बनेमा एटा गुटे बड़ इनिशिएटिव समस्त को नबा पई पड़िबो हम ओडिया पिला माने ढेर भलो करूचंती अन्य जगह रे मु हेमंत बाबू गोटे कथा प्रस्ताव देवा पई चाहूची जे आपण जो 6 टी प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर कथा कहले चित्रे आईटी इंडस्ट्री कथा को भी रखिचंती मु भाबुची आउ गोटे सेक्टर को आमे समस्त टिके गुरुत्व देवा दरकार सेटा हेला फाइनेंशियल मार्केट जो फाइनेंशियल एनालिसिस अछि आपण कलिकता रो एंटायर सीए कम्युनिटी रे गोटे साइजेबल सेक्शन ओडिया पिला माने अछंती मुंबई रो रिजर्व बैंक हो किंबा स्टॉक एक्सचेंज हो किंबा बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री हो किंबा अकाउंटिंग इंडस्ट्री हो मुंबई रो फाइनेंशियल देशर फाइनेंशियल कैपिटल मुंबई रे पर्याप्त मात्रा रे ओडिया पिला माने सेठी अछंती ये गुडी को सबु और ग्लोबल मार्केट रे भी ओडिया लोक माने बहुत भलो जगह रे हमर अरविंद मोदी एबे वर्ल्ड बैंक रे अछंती रेवेन्यू सर्विस ऑफिसर एबे जेकी वर्ल्ड बैंक रे बसंती समस्त को मिसेकी आमे ओडिसा रे गोटिए जे तमिलनाडु ग्लोबल अकाउंटिंग रो बैक ऑफिस बनि परिबो चेन्नई बदे पृथ्वी रो को बड़ कंपनी नाही तारो अकाउंटिंग सर्विस टा से भारत रे रखिनी क्वालिटी मैन पावर एनालिटिकल मैन पावर और लो कॉस्ट मैन पावर कारण को से प्रकार गोटे विंडो आमे ओडिसा रे कोन में करि परिबानी मते लागु से पाए भी आमे गोटे इकोसिस्टम भुवनेश्वर रे भलो भाबे गढ़ी उठिबो आईटी संगरे आईटी रो विशेष करके स्पेशलाइजेशन बनेमा उचित फाइनेंशियल मार्केट पाई ये प्रकार नुआ नुआ आइडिया ये प्रकार वेबिनार माध्यम रे हमकु मिलिबो आज गुडिए भलो कथा आलोचना ही पारिछि किंतु 1.5 घंटा रो वेबिनार बहुत पर्याप्त भी नुहे किंतु 1.5 घंटा भी बहुत समय आज रे व्यस्तता भितरे समस्त एकाठी की ए प्रकार एक कार्यक्रम रे एकाठी हेले समस्त को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मु ओडिशा समाज को भी धन्यवाद देवी समस्त को एकाठी करि पारले पैनलिस्ट मान को एकाठी करि पारले समस्त समय देखि जे जो ढंग रे पारले तांकर विषय को बुझेबार चेष्टा कले किंतु अनेक कथा आहुरी भी डायलॉग पई बाकी अछि आहुरी चर्चा पई बाकी अछि मु आयोजक बंधु मान को कहबी सब पैनलिस्ट मान को टिके समय नै कि जो जो तांको संबंधित प्रश्न रो उत्तर बाहर करिकि किंबा तांको आउ टिके व्यापक करिकि प्रश्न उत्तर करिकि आकु उटे होस्टिंग कर दिया जाऊ और ये डायलॉग को आगामी दिन में भी जारी रखा जाऊ समस्त को अनेक अनेक शुभेच्छा पवित्र रथ यात्रा रो अवसर आमे समस्त एकाठी हेचिंदी भलो काम आरंभ हेछि ये आगामी दिन आहुरी प्रभावशाली हो समस्त को धन्यवाद
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय मंत्री आपण जो कहले जे ओडिशा और ओडिया जो पुआ आज उद्यमी हेबा कथा निश्चित भाव में मत लगुच आसंता दिन मानक सरकार जो पॉलिसी सरकार जो नीति अच्छी तार लाभ नहीं कि निश्चित भाव में उद्यमी हेब ओडिया जाति गोटे अद्यमी और उद्यमी जाति से सब प्रकाशित होता प्रमाणित होटा गोटे ओडिया समाज गोटे प्रयास थिला माननीय मंत्री जो हमको मार्गदर्शन देइचंती जे सब क्वेश्चन आंसर गुड़ा करके आमे पठिबु सेटा निश्चित भाव में रूपांतर करू कार्यक्रम रो शेष आड़ को आमे इने आछू मु अनुरोध करबी ओडिया समाज रो माननीय अध्यक्ष प्रेसिडेंट श्री सिद्धार्थ प्रधान सर को धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव देवा।
नमस्कार जय जगन्नाथ आज संध्या रे ओडिया समाज जो आयोजन करले आउ वक्तृता आउ पार्टिसिपेंट माने जॉइन करले तापे मु धन्यवाद दउची एटा हबो न्यू नॉर्म बिफोर कोरोना एंड आफ्टर कोरोना AC is the new norm webinar through webinar आमे मीटिंग करि परिबा चर्चा करि परिबा एंड सॉल्यूशन भी अरेव करि परिबा आमर एटा हला प्रथम स्टेप्स मंत्री जोटा कहले 1.5 घंटा रे सब दिन हो पारिबनी एमएसएमई सेक्टर ओडिसा रो गोटे बहुत इंपोर्टेंट सेक्टर जो 15 लाख लोक एम्प्लॉयमेंट अछंती आउ जेहेतु गुडे नॉन ओडिया लोक भी अछंती मु पदे इंग्लिश रे भी कहबी Odia Samaj has been privileged to organize this webinar on financial package for MSME sector under the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We thank the Honorable Minister Sri Dharmendra Pradhan ji, our chief guest, to have accepted our invite and take time out to attend the webinar and address all of us. He has once again reminded us of the responsibility to Odia Samaj to act as the buffer between the government and the schemes and the MSME sector. Sri Devashish Panda, Secretary, Department of Financial Services, Government India, is the architect of financial services in the country, and his inputs have provided practical steps for the MSME expansion across India, and more so during COVID. I thank Dr. Arun Panda, former Secretary MSME, for having provided valuable inputs as always. He has extensive study of Odisha and the business environment at ground level in the state. As a fallout of the nationwide lockdown, the micro scale industry in the state are facing severe hardship. The way Odisha has been fighting the pandemic is exemplary. The whole country is talking about it. Sri Hemant Sharma and Sri Sanjay Singh have given us complete perspective of the state's effort and also have given us an idea of the vision for the sector. I thank both of them for the valuable time and having said their blueprint, including declaration of packages in banking and finance. I thank my former colleague Sri Ashok Pradhan for giving us the banking sector perspective as a senior banker of the country. Sri Sandeep Mahapatra, Trustee Odia Samaj, has moderated the program very efficiently and has coordinated response from our speakers, chairperson, and our chief guest. We are grateful to the Odia Samaj team, the technical team, and the various chamber of commerce and the trade bodies in Odisha. And also, I also salute the many PSU chiefs and senior officials who have joined in this webinar. I once again thank you all for attending this online program and making it a grand success. Vande Utkal Janani.
आपण मानक पुणी थर धन्यवाद आपण माने समय देले पुणी आशा करछु जे निश्चय बहुत शीघ्र माने पुणी थर एमती उटे ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग जोटा इंग्लिश रे कहंती सेटा करिबा उनको अनेक अनेक धन्यवाद जय जगन्नाथ वंदे उत्कल जननी।